Hey everybody, ChristopherOdd here, and this is an early preview of Civilization 6. This game comes out in about 3 weeks, October 21st, I believe it is. And Firaxis and 2K have said, you know what, here it is early, and feel free to show it to people. I'm playing Civilization 6 and any Civilization really for the first time. Which is quite intimidating to me, honestly. I have history with the Firaxis games, obviously with XCOM 2, but jumping into something like Civilization is quite intimidating for me. The way that I actually found out about people playing video games on YouTube was because I was searching for Civilization 5 tutorials like 4 or 5 years ago. And that's when I stumbled onto people like Mr. Civ 5, who was like this legendary tutorial maker for Civilization and then disappeared. Quill 18, obviously, anybody who's watching Civilization probably knows who he is. Marbazir, basically the same thing. These two guys play like super high levels of Civilization. And a good buddy of mine, Linus117, who I eventually connected with. We made a bunch of videos together back in the day. So it's kind of got this interesting past for me, and now this will be my first time playing it. Like, yeah, I'm intimidated. So I'm not gonna have a lot of knowledge of like the previous games and the systems. I'm gonna be learning as we go. I'm open to some advice from you guys, but just keep in mind that it's my first time diving in here, so take it easy on me if you will. The civilization that I'm gonna choose is led by Tomyris. And she is leading the Scythia or Scythia civilization. And the reason is because when I look at the description, it gives me the idea that this is going to be somebody who can fight early and often. Advice that I've gotten from Marbazir, I was just talking to him before recording this, is that I shouldn't really have a set goal for how I'm going to win the game super early on. But between you, me, and the fence post, I think domination is probably going to be the most interesting to me. So the ability that I like from Scythia is the Killer of Cyrus, where all units receive +5 combat strength when attacking wounded units, and then when they eliminate a unit, they get to heal up 50 points. Early on, I could fight pretty often and have my guys able to just keep attacking. I say that like I know what I'm talking about, but really, I'm not super confident. We've also got a unique classical era unit. It's a ranged unit with 4 movement and a range of 1. There's this building called the Kurgan that you can build, unique to Scythia, which gives +1 faith, +1 gold, and +1 faith for each adjacent pasture. So I guess we might venture down the faith path and maybe some type of religious overture in this campaign, but we'll have to see how it goes. And then, people of the steppe, the very first thing under the Scythia civilization, receive a second light cavalry unit, or sack a horse archer each time you train a light cavalry unit or sack a horse archer. So basically, you're getting 2 for the price of 1. So it should be fun. I'm going on Prince difficulty. It's the only one that's available to us in this early access preview. I'm gonna go on standard game speed. I'm gonna play continents, and I'm gonna go with the standard map size. It's an average map for 8 players. Wish me luck, guys. I'm really gonna need it. And hey, hopefully you guys enjoy.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. All people will tremble with fear and respect for you, great warrior Queen Tomyris. For it is from the back of your stallion that you shall look upon and lead the Scythian people. Great epics will be told of the horse warriors that ride forth from the steppe, and at the front line of every battle, they will find you.
Yep, I like that.
Ride on, fierce queen, and may your friends be true, just as your enemies falter.
It's first time being called a fierce queen, but you know what? I'm okay with that. Here we go. Here we go. So, let's see. We've got a couple of things down here in the map options. I think I want to show the yield icons for now, just so I kind of know where I want to be building these things as we start to expand. Now, I'm not 100% on what these all do, but shows recommended city sites and water availability at each site. So fresh water gives extra housing, which kind of limits your population, to my understanding. Coastal water will give +1, and then there's no water and too close to a city. So I guess that's pretty helpful and something that I should be looking at for different options as we go. But I actually kind of like where our city is located here. I could maybe argue that we could move it up here and have like bananas in our region, but I think this is okay actually. I'm gonna settle right here. So if we look at our city, housing capacity is 6, so that's actually pretty good. It's a nice little benefit from being on the water. And with our warrior, I'm just gonna start exploring and hoping for the best. How close are we to any edges? We're like right in the middle, it seems. So your guess is as good as mine. Let's scout out a little bit. Okay. Now, in terms of production, I probably want to get a scout up and running pretty quickly, just so that I can start exploring everywhere, I think. There will be some little recommended symbols, and it's going to be hard to ignore those, especially because I'm not fully competent and not confident in what I'm doing. But I want to uncover as much of the map as possible, and I guess my idea is I want to build small little armies and go out and just take things early and often if I can. But we'll have to see how that goes. Let's start building a scout. We can choose our research, and I think this is similar to how it was in the previous civilizations. I guess we can just keep this open here. So we've got pottery, animal husbandry, and mining to start off with. We could jump to something like sailing or astrology. But let's take a look at what's around us first. So we've got some stone for mining. We need irrigation for bananas. There's rice there. Sheep, so animal husbandry could be a thing. More mining. But that is pretty far out. So yeah. Over here, what is this? Gold? So this is a nice little area for us. But I think just based on what we have going on around us, I think animal husbandry is probably fine. So let's go ahead and do this. It's going to allow the harvesting of cattle and sheep. Let's go for it. And then we've got a code of law here, which will unlock, I believe these are called like policies. Oh, civic trees. Okay. So I think how this works is as we start to, I'm going to say research, but that's not the right word. But as we develop civic trees, we are able to put some of these different options into, I think, what are called policies. So let's rock and roll. Now, in my small little hour of learning this interface before I started, I found this automate exploration button pretty helpful. I probably won't rock that right now. I'll manually search around for a bit.
Our explorers have spotted another friendly tribal village. I suggest we send a scout to investigate.
Nice. So these tribal villages, I'll just read about them whenever anything comes up, so that if it's your first time, then you're gonna be on the same page as I am. And if it's not your first time, then anytime this comes up, you can just skip ahead. Tribal villages are less civilized than other civilizations, but are friendly nonetheless. Visiting tribal villages provides a random benefit to the civilization of the unit that first enters their tile. The village disappears after its gifts have been claimed. Gifts include survivors, such as builders or traders, technology or technology boosts, military units, faith, gold, relics, or civic boosts. So it said we could go there with a scout, but I think we can go there with anything. So my gut tells me that being able to explore super early and super quickly, just to find these villages is worth it. So if we can pump out this scout, we should be able to cover a bit more ground than what our warriors do, but...
Reconnaissance units like scouts are
Oh!
unique in that they can gain experience by exploring and discovering parts of the world.
Nice. So it looks like that just gave us a scout, which is pretty exceptional. I'm still going to train the other one. I guess I could stop it and train something else, but this way we can just rapidly explore the area, which is pretty cool. Fast-moving ancient era recon unit. I'm not going to read through all the historical context, but some things to point out. The 3 movement points, 10 melee strength. Really don't want to be fighting with them, but you know, being able to cover a lot of ground is pretty important. I keep hitting W, and that's what's bringing up this Great Works. That's just a habit from moving the map around. But let's start scouting off to the other direction here with the scout that we now have. I don't know if it's safe to move like maximum distance all the time, or if I should move one tile at a time just for the vision and then kind of see what we're gonna run into. It's probably wise. What I really like about Civilization, and something that's always intrigued me, is how the terrain impacts how you can move. And the best way that I kind of understand it, anything that's just super flat, you can move through no problem. Anything that's got like water or trees or hills, it takes like 2 moves to go onto that tile. Or more maybe, I'm not even sure. But yeah, let's keep going. Our scouts, let's go, want to go north? Yeah, we can head upwards. We find another one? Nice, we sure did.
It would seem we have finally tracked the barbarian raiders plaguing these lands to their source. We must destroy the stronghold or risk future attacks.
Okay, so the way I understand this is, well, let's just go through it. We'll summarize this one, it's pretty long, but barbarians come from outposts which may appear randomly in any tile that cannot be seen by a unit. Each barbarian unit belongs to its own home outpost. There are 3 types of outposts: naval, cavalry, and melee. Civilization will earn gold reward for dispersing a barbarian outpost in addition to the benefit of stopping it from spawning more barbarian units. Okay, I'm actually going to go through this because it seems pretty important. Naval barbarian outposts on the coastline can create naval units. Fine. These units will menace your coastline, destroy naval improvements, and attack hapless land units which stray too near the coastline. It's important to maintain a navy to keep them off your back, but the best way to stop these attacks is to destroy the coastal outposts nearby. Cavalry outposts appearing inland and near a horse resource will spawn mounted units. Every outpost will first generate a scout searching for targets. If you're spotted by a barbarian scout, it's going to return to its outpost and begin building units for an invasion or raid. Watch out, because you're going to be the next target. If you don't move fast, you'll soon see a party of barbarians at your borders, ready to destroy your improvements or conquer your city. This is why it's important to periodically sweep the countryside around your civilization, destroying outposts before they become a real threat. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. That actually is really cool. Now, I don't want to move in here so that these things could attack us. When we hover over an enemy unit, it shows us at the bottom like our skill and their skill, and then what the potential outcome is. It shows it as a major defeat for us, so that's probably terrible news. I'll most likely just... I actually don't know what Fortify grants to us, other than like we can heal turn over turn. But I don't want to move in here, I don't want to move back, so I'm just gonna Fortify here. Because I want to get to this other resource. Or village, I should say. Okay, so we got inspiration. The villagers share the secrets of their well-organized community. Your progress towards mysticism has advanced considerably. Mysticism. I have no idea what that is. Oh, it's right here. It's a civics tree thing. Okay. So anything purple, I guess civics tree. I'll just try and line the colors. But, yeah, I'm not even sure what benefit that would be for us, but it looks like we get to cut a bunch of time off of it. Like this one's 52 turns if we go there now. Or maybe it's 52 after the 30 after the 11. That could be. But this one's been cut back for us considerably. Let's keep looking down here.
Yosemite Valley
Hello.
to me is always a sunrise. A glitter of green and golden wonder in a vast edifice of stone.
And we've got
and
another little
space.
village, it looks like. So this is a natural wonder that we've discovered.
Through exploration, we have discovered a natural wonder of the world. There is no doubt that it could provide a great benefit to the one who settles the land surrounding it.
Okay, so that's cool because it's relatively close to where we are. So if we do expand, we could even come and expand down here by the water and have this right beside us. Natural wonders are the great and glorious creatures of nature that awe and inspire us all. These include Crater Lake, the Great Barrier Reef, all places that truly display the grand beauty of the natural world. All natural wonders provide unique benefits to your civilization, and some even have additional special effects. For instance, healing adjacent to the Dead Sea will make a unit's health refill completely. Cool. Okay. Discovering a natural wonder has inspired your people with the majesty of the universe. Your knowledge of astrology has boosted considerably. Now, I don't see a way of being able to like click on the natural wonder to see what that does for us specifically. But we got astrology here. So there we go. It looks like it shows us if we want to boost these, what we need to do in order to do that. So build a quarry, kill 3 barbarians, meet another civilization. A lot of the stuff probably happens naturally, but you could probably force it if you knew which ones you wanted to kind of rush for, you know?
Our city continues to prosper. Already our people thrive, and our population grows.
Okay, cool. So your city's gonna grow or add more citizens with surplus food. Any amount of food over the total consumption of the city's citizens, 2 per. So each citizen eats 2 food, is considered surplus and is added as progress towards a new citizen. A city is gonna add all surplus food towards growth if its current population is 2 or more below the city's housing limit. Okay. A city will add all surplus food towards growth if its current population is 2 or more below the housing limit. If the city has 1 population below the housing limit, its growth will slow to 50%. When the population is at the housing limit, it will grow only at 75% the normal rate. A city can grow to 5 citizens per its, or over its housing limit at this rate, but then it will stop growing entirely. Okay. So you can go over your housing limit, but there's probably some problems that happen if we do so. A city will stagnate and not grow if it does not have enough surplus food. If it makes less food than its citizens consume, the city will starve and slowly lose population until it's able to support itself again. Now, if we look at our city here, I believe we can look at our citizens, and we have 2 people that are out working these tiles, I guess is the best way to describe it. I'm really straining to think back to like the original Civilization tutorials that I watched like literally 5 years ago. And I'm thinking like, so this gives us 3 food, 1 production, 2 food, 1 production, that kind of thing. So I think it makes sense to go with what we have here. It's the most amount of food that we can get and the most amount of production. And if I'm looking here, so we've got the 2 food, 3, so for 5, 6, 7. So that shows us the amount that we're earning here. We've got 7 turns until more growth. Production-wise, amount of production produced by citizens, 6.3. So yeah, I think that that's probably fine. But if we wanted to, we could force these guys to work certain tiles. And there might be situations to do so. But I am not 100% on what those are yet. So we just got 40 gold, which is nice. I'll take that. Our scout up here, I'm gonna try and avoid these guys. Now, what's interesting is we didn't get scouted, so I wonder, did these guys know that we're around? Because it said once they get scouted, they're gonna send guys back to basically tell them, hey, build units and go kill these guys. You know? I could maybe take our warrior back up top there. I think what we'll do is kind of, we'll wrap him around this side. We know where 1 outpost is. There's probably going to be more. What do we have here? Look at this tile. So, citrus. That's crazy. 3 food. What is this? Is this the gold? Yeah, okay, that must be the gold. Okay, and our scout. Let's keep going. Here we go, look at this. So there's a scout. Wouldn't mind staying away from him. Oh, hello. So we met Japan, humble disciple of Bushido. I'm not gonna piss him off. Look, here's my goal. I want to take over this whole world here and have the best and most strong civilization possible. But I have to be nice to these guys, I think. I actually don't know much about the interaction with other civilizations, but I don't want to piss them off because I don't know what they've got going on. And if we're nice to them, they're not going to expect me when I go to take over. So it's nice to meet you. I'd be honored if you join me for the Oban in our nearby city. You like jellyfish amono, yes? Sure, yeah, we'll try that. After meeting another civilization, you see the need for new ways to communicate, so your knowledge of writing has been boosted considerably. Now, I don't know if this is different all the time, or if it's, you know, if these boosts are always the same. I could see things like archery, killing a unit with a slinger is always the same. Maybe it is. You know what? It probably is always the same. But that's nice. It's nice to see where somebody else has been settling. All clear to the bottom. Oh, hello. Hold on a second. So we got our other scout here now. And I'm thinking we'll go up to this side. Okay, that looks good. Now, this is a scout. I am going to go right ahead. I should be able to attack them by moving into the square over here. Looks like a pretty good victory for us. It's not going to wipe them out completely, but...
It's best to use caution when moving close to enemy units. Doing so will often force the unit to be in the enemy's zone of control, restricting its movement.
Okay, zone of control. Many combat units exert a zone of control over the tiles around them. When a unit moves into an enemy zone of control with movement left over, its movement is stopped or it may attack. Okay, so we missed that little throwdown there, but obviously it's just a little scout, so we're gonna have the upper hand. Now I'm not quite grasping exactly what the zone of control means, but I think once you move into the zone of control, then your movement is essentially limited. But if you guys have like a better explanation of that, that would be pretty cool. I guess I can always search in here, right? Zone of control. Oh, that's cool. Let's see. When a unit moves into an enemy zone of control with movement left over, its movement is stopped, or it may attack. Yeah, that's kind of weird. All right, production-wise, we could get a monument up, which gives us extra culture. I'm kind of thinking like maybe we build... I'm actually going to ignore that. And I'm going to build a ranged unit here. It's still a range of 1, but I think these guys, if we keep them alive long enough, they'll like get promotions or something, and then they can become better. Plus there's only 5 turns to bang one out here, so we could go with that. And then like, yeah, let's just do it. I don't know if that's optimal or what, but... Okay, having discovered another continent, we realize there's a wide world of trading opportunities. Your progress towards foreign trade has advanced considerably. Okay, so foreign trade allows the creation of trade routes. Okay, I like this. So how does that... Where did we just find another continent exactly? Could it be down there? It was when we moved here, so... I'm not sure, like, what's triggering that, but... We'll take it. It's so calming. It's awesome. I'm gonna try and... Oh, look. They've got a scout here. I'd like to get in there. I'm gonna get into the trees. I do believe that, depending on the terrain... Yeah, see, defense modifier, we're getting 3 extra defense because we're in the trees, which is pretty cool. That's another thing about this game that I don't... Like, it's probably a lot of, like, macro strategies about where to place your units best and how to, like, even how to cut guys off and catch them based on where they're going. But I certainly am not at that point yet. Hello. So we've got fish out here. Looks like whales. Might go whale hunting. Got some crabs out here. So this is cool. A lot of opportunities out there. Found a village inhabited by a friendly tribe. Oh, nice. Okay. Good thing it points that out because it's really hard to catch everything that's happening.
We have discovered a city-state. Establishing diplomatic relations with them will surely be beneficial for our empire. Perhaps we should send them an envoy.
Okay.
There are several different types of city-states, and each may provide different benefits in return for our friendship. Our government, over time, will allow us to earn envoys to grow these relationships.
Okay, so an envoy is basically just like a diplomat or something like that, right? It's somebody that you would send to be like, hey, we're with the city. And apparently, if we become friends with these guys, we get some benefits. Our government is going to allow us to earn envoys and grow these relationships. So let's see what this is about.
Our city-state neighbors have made a request of us. If we can impress them, I think they will reward us handsomely.
Will these guys, like, fight with us if we get attacked? Or, like, I think you can make alliances with other civilizations so that if, you know, one declares war on you, they'll back you up or something. Do city-states operate the same way? They're smaller political entities. They cannot win a game. They're not competing against you, but they can greatly assist or impede your progress towards victory. You can befriend city-states and gain a number of important benefits, or you can ignore them and concentrate on bigger and more important foes. Or you can conquer them and take their stuff. It's up to you. Well, let's check this out. So we haven't sent any envoys. They're influenced by Japan. Makes sense. They're right close to it. But if we can construct a campus district, we would get 1 envoy that we could then send there, which gives us +4 gold to the capital. So each envoy we send gives us an additional benefit, it looks like. That's cool. Looks like we can... the suzerain of this city-state can pay 80 gold to take temporary control of all its military units. They'll return to the city-state after 30 turns. Wow, okay. It's expensive. You could declare war on them. You could levy their military. Huh. Cool. I had no idea. And I guess this kind of shows us what we did all on this one turn. And if we need to, like, review, then we can click through there. Cool.
I am fond of pigs. Dogs look up to us. Cats look down on us. Pigs treat us as equals.
I love it. That's very wise, Mr. Churchill. Very, very wise. So we can construct pastures now. Looks like we can build camps, which gives us extra housing. Each of these gives extra housing, 0.5, I should say. And then we've got this Kurgan. This is a, if I'm not mistaken, this was specific to us. So it unlocks the ability to build a Kurgan, unique to Scythia. And this gives extra gold and faith. I mean, I guess that's good. We can put it in your pastures. Yeah, I guess that's a good thing. Okay, so these warriors, let's get in here.
This military unit has proven themselves. From the experience they have gained in combat, they are eligible to be granted a promotion. How will you reward these brave souls?
There we go. Okay, a unit that survives combat will gain experience points. Once a unit reaches a certain amount of XP, it will level up, at which point it can receive a promotion. Promotions enhance the unit in some way. When selecting a promotion, the unit is healed an amount of hit points. Oh, okay. When selecting a promotion, they're healed an amount of hit points. The unit will not continue to gain any further XP until the promotion selected. Oh, okay. So the way I kind of read into that is if you want to hold off on your promotion to like get the healing benefit, then you're not going to gain experience during that entire wait. So I'm guessing that that's how that's going. We do have mining next to us as well, so that could probably work for us. Let's do that. Let's just kind of let the land dictate what we build for right now. Let's grab this, get some extra gold. I'm not sure what I can spend a lot of gold on at this current moment in time, but look at this tobacco resource. I'm gonna keep going to find the coastlines. Hello. We sent you a delegation with gifts of Yoseki Zokuri, some of our greatest works. Okay. This guy really wants to be buds. Hey, Japan, always wanted to be there. One day I'm gonna get there. But Hojo, you and me, we could make this work. We can make this work. Now, I'm not actually sure what he gave us there. But yeah. Okay, so here's the promotion. I guess we get a couple of different trees here. So Battle Cry, combat strength versus melee and range unit, +7. Or Tortoise, so +10 combat strength when defending against range attacks. So either offensive, basically, or defensive. I think in this scenario, we'll just go Battle Cry. If I'm looking down the next trees, so cliff walls, so I guess there will be walls that we're going to encounter, and we can scale them as commandos. Amphibious, no combat strength and movement penalty when attacking from sea or river. I guess that could be pretty good. Zweihander, combat strength versus anti-cavalry units. And urban warfare, combat strength when fighting in a district. So these two are connected, it looks like. So I could probably go commando and then over here to urban warfare. I don't know what a district is, so that's not really going to help me yet. An elite guard, +1 additional attack per turn if movement allows. Can move after attacking. Nice. Okay, let's go Battle Cry. And we should try and continue to hunt down this this scout who's probably going to try to run home, right? I would imagine that that's the game plan there. Now, we've got 2 scouts that are basically heading towards the same location. So what I could do is I could kind of double back with our other scout. It may be worth it for me to start just turning on like the auto exploration thing and going from there. Maybe worth it. I'll have this guy kind of cut through, and then we'll have this scout go north. Okay, these guys are cruising. Crossing the rivers takes a lot of extra moves too, right? I'm gonna get on the same side of the river as him. Won't be able to attack, but all's clear in there. Lisbon's got a few. Oh, these are both warriors. What do we have here? Gypsum, so this is a luxury resource. Luxury, I think, makes people happy? Do we have like a happiness thing?
We have trained our first ranged unit, capable of hitting enemies from afar, while out of the range of hand-to-hand combat.
Okay. So, in Civ 6, military units has 5 combat-oriented stats. Hit points, combat strength, range strength, bombard strength, and range. Okay. All units have 100 hit points. As a unit takes damage, it loses hit points. A unit's destroyed once it loses all of its hit points. This is just for military units. All military units have combat strength. Melee units use their combat strength when attacking or defending. Range units use their combat strength when defending. I gotcha. Okay. Any unit that can engage in ranged combat has the range strength statistic. This number is compared with the target's combat strength to determine the result of the attack. Units with a range strength can also attack district defenses, don't know what a district is, but at a reduced effectiveness. Bombard strength is the anti-district strength of a unit. Units with bombard strength can also attack units, but at a reduced effectiveness. So you want to attack, like, I guess, walls, like we heard about before, or buildings or cities or what have you. Units cannot have both a bombard and a range strength. The unit's range stat determines the distance at which a unit can launch a ranged attack. A range of 2 means that the target can be in an adjacent tile or 1 tile distant. A range of 1 would mean the target has to be adjacent to the attacker. Okay, so if I take a look at our slinger here, it's got a range of 1, which means, I mean, yeah, it's ranged, I guess, in nature. But it still has to be next to it. It's got a range strength of 15. So it's kind of interesting why we would want to use it like that, but I'm going to send the warrior up the river here. And maybe what we could do is try to cut this guy off. We know that there's the outpost over here. There may be more, but let's get out here and see if we can't end up cutting this guy off. And then for production, yeah, I think another settler is the way to go, so we can expand a little bit. And we could try and settle near this natural wonder. I don't know if I don't know what the advantages are to expanding quickly or just focusing on your one city or a couple of cities. That's something I have to learn and experiment with, so. Let's continue going through here. So we've now got this entire area scouted. Let's keep going north. Okay, cool. I'll tell you what, let's take a break here. This has probably been about 35, 40 minutes. So if you've made it this far, honestly, I'm shocked, but thank you so much. If you guys have advice, please, please, please let me know. But just understand that it's like, I have some basic concepts down, but I'm really new. But I'm excited to see where this goes. I haven't been able to like really learn a new strategic game for quite a long time, so this is a perfect opportunity, and I'm looking forward to getting your advice and hopefully trying to implement some of it. But yeah, wish me luck, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a positive rating. It helps me out a lot. And hopefully we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care of each other, and see you soon. Bye.